Hello everybody, ADDF Toxic here, and this is my microcontroller from school. It is a 9S12. I soldered most of these parts on here except for all the stuff on the top here, because that stuff is way too hard to solder on. That was first semester, and then third semester we learned how to program it with assembly. Today I have a program on here. I actually made this back in April. It was an idea that I first had when I was in school. But it is a bus sign. So by default it starts up as not in service. That's logical. And the LCD is a bit smaller than an actual bus sign, so I had to take some of the destinations got cut off. I had to shorten them or put them onto the second page. As you can see, sorry, not in service. It has two different possible pages for destinations. I don't know, our buses don't really say sorry anymore, but I put that in there just because that was one of the first destinations I made, and I wanted to test the two-page system. And another limitation I had is I only have 16 kilobytes of storage on here to store both the code and all the codes, all the destination codes. So I could only store about 200 bus codes. I decided to go with the range 500 to 700 because not in service is 591, and I needed that to fall in the range. So to choose a destination here, you can see the red LED is on above the buttons here, and if I press the center button, it shows what I currently have, and I'm just going to switch this to 686. Now I don't have a keypad like they have on the normal bus, so I just have to press up a bunch of times to get to the code I want, and unfortunately I have to constantly click because it's just really complicated to make it hold down and not go too fast. So 686, here we go. So now you can see it says 62 school special there, and the sign on the back of the bus also says 62. I know it has a couple leading zeros there. I was just too lazy to remove that. There is a way to remove them, and we did it in one exercise in school. I just can't remember how exactly I did it, and I can't remember what exercise it was, so I just decided to just leave them there. I'm sure it's easy enough, but I just didn't feel like trying to figure it out at the time. And now I'm going to press the right button here. Now the yellow LED is on, and so now if I click the center button, the green LED turns on to show that I'm in edit mode. So now this button is showing the PR message. So I'm just going to choose 1, that's express, or I can choose, say, 13 here, since this is school special. Welcome back to school. And now I can drive the bus, go pick up students, and take them home. And I'm just going to switch the destination again. I'm going to go down to 575 here. Now in class we did quite a lot. This is an RS-232 port here. And we did a lot of programs where we had a serial cable in the classroom that plugged into the computers, and we had TerraTerm on the computer, so we could use the terminal to interact with our program and write stuff to the computer terminal screen. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those here. I would like to do some things with that, but one of the things with when we're writing stuff to the screen is it's rather slow writing to the serial. So we learned how to make a real-time loop, which makes it so that we can still control things as well as keep the screen updated, keep on writing things to the screen. one letter at a time we had to do. And you notice I did use a real-time loop here as well. You can see that the screen's it kind of paints over the words letter by letter from left to right. And really this LCD is fast enough that I don't really need to do that, but I did it anyway just for the effect. So 575, that's what I wanted. I'm just going to change the PR code to 0 or 1, whichever. 0. And you notice when it's on a one-page destination, there's a bit of a flickering on the left side there, and that's just because the way my code works is it goes through all the pages. That being the first page, and then when it gets to the second page, it realizes there's nothing there. Third page, which would be the first page of the PR message, nothing there. Second page of the PR message, nothing there, so it loops back around to the first page again, and it's actually just writing the same destination over itself. That's again something I just didn't worry about when I was programming this. But if we switch to 574 here, on the destination, now it's got 2 pages, and so it's going first page and then it checks the second page. It needs to do the second page, so it writes the second page, and then it skips the third and fourth because there's nothing there. Now, originally, one of the things I wanted to do with this program when I first had the idea back in school was I wanted to make it the buses, they come with the destination, or the destination signs don't, I'm sure they don't come with the destinations programmed in. Maybe they do back at the factory, but even still, it's got to be changed sometime in the future. And so they have something that they plug into the bus, or into the sign, and depending on what kind of sign that is, I think, depends on where the plug is, but they basically updates the sign with all the new codes and what they all mean. And I wanted to do that originally. There were a couple of problems with that though, one of which is I don't have any sort of storage on this board that I can write to from within my program. And all I have is the BDM pod that I use to actually write the program to the board. It just plugs in here. I'm not going to plug that in because I don't like plugging in while the board's actually on. So when I actually made this, I had to just I had to put the codes right in my project, and that all got written straight to the constant part of the storage. I can't remember what that was called where we store our constants. It would be ROM, read-only memory. And the other problem I have is, well, I don't have a cable for that, as I said earlier. To choose the destinations, this is all based on numbers. I know some of our other buses in the city use hexadecimal numbers, so and I could really do that with these as well. These do. I can easily put hexadecimal on these 7-segment displays. For those of you who don't know, hexadecimal is 0 to 9 and then A to F. So it's base 16 instead of base 10. I'm clicking through here for I don't know what reason. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. The destinations are all the same width in my codes file, and so that would be the width of the LCD screen for one page, the width of the LCD screen again for the second page, and quite often that's blank, such as this case here. And then I have a 1 byte that defines if there's something on the first page or something on the second page. Usually always there's something on the first page, and sometimes there's something on the second page, so that's how it knows what goes on the first and second page. And then there's 2 bytes there as well for the for the back sign here. This is just two hexadecimal numbers, 0004. And that's how the back sign works. So I know the width of each of those. So when I choose a code here, let's say 685, it takes the number 685, it multiplies it by whatever that width that length is, and then adds it to the offset of the location in memory of where these codes start. And that's how it knows where the text is to write on this. And it does the same thing with the PR codes, except it doesn't have it starts at 0, so it was a little bit easier because I had to also account for the offset of 500 on the destinations. I have no idea. Oh, go ahead, let's go. Make me look like a Canadian. Take this all the way down to 500. I made sure it doesn't go lower than 500 here. I also made sure that it doesn't go higher than 700, because that's out of range of the codes here, and that would start pulling things from. Let's see if I can figure this out. Yeah, it would just start pulling random things from there. And I don't want random things appearing on my sign.